We've got ones that can see. Welcome, everybody, to today's show. Happy Valentines Day, everyone. You heard me correct. Happy Valentines Day. What, you thought it was actually Valentine's Day? You fell for the propaganda that this holiday, the origins of it, are love and caring about one another. And our government has supposedly created it because they want to sell cards and candy and everybody to help out those businesses like Russell Stover, etc., who I'm sure is a Freemason. No. You should know by now that the origins of all holidays are rooted in pagan tradition. And of course, by pagan, I mean Satanic tradition, because let's just call it what it is. So if you didn't know about the origins of Valentine's Day, let me ruin the day for you, because I know there's people out there who are like, oh no, he's going to do it. He's going to ruin the day. I have plans. I got flowers for my beautiful girlfriend. I'm going to take her to see some propaganda film at the movie theater. Well, you could do whatever you want on the day. I'm not telling you how you should live your life, but I'm telling you the origins of these holidays so that you could understand that this country is built on satanic pagan traditions and that nothing that they tell us is the truth. So you could do as you please if you want to go out. I'm not saying it's satanic for you to be in love. I'm not saying it's satanic for you to take your girlfriend out to dinner. You should be doing that anyway, or at least cooking dinner for her, or anything you'd like to do. But the origins of the holiday go back to Lupercalia. You could even research it yourself if you think that I'm making all of this stuff. But it goes back to Lupercalia, okay? Another Roman pagan holiday. And what was going on during this holiday? Yes, people talk about fertility. It was actually lust and all sorts of perversion that was actually done during this period from February 13th to February 15th. But in addition to that, because you can't have a holiday, in the United States of America without some type of link to sacrifice, right? And of course, what was the sacrifice being done on Lupercalia? Well, it was the sacrifice of goats of all things, right? But this isn't satanic. That's not what the real origins are, right? They sacrifice goats, and they would sacrifice a dog, a representation of sexuality. You know, the sacrifices were performed by a group of Roman priests, or should we just call them what they are? Satanic priests, right? So the animal sacrifice, it was the ritual killing that was done in honor of Lupercalia. Now, before I get into the origins of the heart and Baal worship and Valentine's, so it's all connected, let me just start by showing you here, even on the Satanic Temple, who, by the way, they claim that they don't worship the devil. They just love rolling around the goat statue. Their symbol for their organization is the upside down pentagram. But of course, their job is to remove Christianity off the face of the earth and to also, of course, come across as being good people who care about women's rights, etc. They actually care about blood sacrifice. That's what they care about. So even on their website, they celebrate Lupercalia, right? And it says on there, based on the Roman festival of the same name, Lupercalia falls on February 15th, in keeping with the ancient tradition. February 13th and 14th are observed as feast days heading up to the actual holiday. And by feast, we're talking about goat feasting, right? Well, really just goat sacrifice. And it says, what we are translating this to in the TST is a Hail Yourself Day. The idea offers a parallel to the others-centered traditions of Sol Invictus. And as you continue on, right, because we all know about the origins of what they tell us with Valentine's Day, which isn't really much. They just say, hey, it's a day you should love one another, right? Nobody ever thinks about the heart symbol. I'm talking about the origins of the heart symbol. You see celebrities always holding up the heart over and over and over again, right? You ever wonder why? You think it has anything to do with love? Well, of course it doesn't. Okay, that symbol that they're holding up is supposed to be the depiction of the heart inside of our body. They actually named the heart, which, you know, you need a heart to live, right? The symbol of the heart, or the word heart, is associated, you won't believe it, it's associated with the Babylonian language. It was pronounced Baal. It was a symbol of Baal, Lord of the Babylonians. Baal, you remember Baal? Remember seeing all those pictures or reading in the Bible about how they were offering their children as sacrifice to Baal? You probably see it in today's world a lot when you hear about a lot of these celebrities and how they have miscarriages while they're pregnant, or their children just somehow have tragic deaths at a young age, like John Travolta or all, you know. This is Baal. This is Baal sacrifice. They offer their children to Baal. So the heart is a symbol of Nimrod among the ancient Babylonians, okay? And the word heart in the Babylonian language was Baal. But wait, there's more. because you're probably saying, okay, well, tell me about Valentine then, right? Because now we've gotten, all right, the day itself is really Lupercalia. The heart really means Baal. So what is the word Valentine? Well, let me tell you, Valentine was a common Roman name. Roman parents often gave the name to their children in honor of the famous man who was first called Valentine in antiquity. That famous man was Lupercus, the hunter. Lupercus? Well, he's the guy that Lupercalia is named after. So there's your connection. Lupercus, the holiday of Lupercalia. And then if you didn't know, the Greeks called Lupercus by the name of Pan. And the Semites called Pan Baal. So if you were wondering, if you thought for whatever reason that this was a day for Christians or this was a day, well, you know, they don't market it as a day for Christians, but they market it as innocent. And they've told most people out there so they don't get suspicious of the day to look at it as a day for a Hallmark holiday. That's what we've always heard, right? It's a Hallmark holiday. Get candy, give it to your loved one, go get those cheap Valentine's cards, give each other a Valentine's. And then when people talk about the origins of the sexual immorality that was done, they go, well, you know, it's sexual immorality, which is, you know, pagans. They've normalized so much, just unpure lifestyles where sexual immorality runs amok in this society that nobody even thinks anything of it. But we could just think of Valentine's as what it really is. It's another day on the calendar for Baal worship, right? It's another day for them to cloak all of these traditions, these satanic traditions, into a normal cookie cutter type thing. And then people, without even realizing it, are partaking in rituals for Baal. They don't even realize it. I mean, that's what we've talked about with Christmas over the years with Saturnalia, right? And you see the name Nimrod constantly tied in with all of this, right? Nimrod with the tree on Christmas. We talk about the tree with Christmas, the origins of Nimrod. So the Greeks call Lupercus, who is really who, Lupercalia is named after. Let's just recap. Pan, the Semites called Pan Baal. Baal, you might as well call him Satan, was the one in the Bible who they were sacrificing their children to, their offerings to Baal. Let me read the Bible verse. And there are many about Baal, but let's just read Jeremiah chapter 19, verse 5. They have built the high places of Baal to burn their children in the fire as offerings to Baal. Something I did not command or mention, nor did it enter my mind. And it goes on in the Bible to talk about Baal worship. And, in today's society, people just kind of think that all these holidays are just, and all these symbols that we see celebrities holding up over and over again, that all these things are just organically, naturally occurring. They don't realize that they're indoctrinating you. Having celebrities always hold up the heart symbol, they're holding up the symbol of Baal. If I have to do a separate video on the heart for you with all the montages, if that helps people wake up, I'll do it. I'll take the time to do it. I know that it's, baby truther type of stuff to show you some of these symbols, which everyone should know by now. But this is how we wake people up. I just did a video with Taylor Swift and showing you how they're all doing the all-seeing eye symbols and convenient. People are like, hey, this kind of helps people snap out of it. Well, I know. That's why I continue to do this, to try to show you how easy it is to see. They reveal themselves right in front of us. So when they hold up the heart, they're paying homage to Baal. When people celebrate Valentine's Day, they're celebrating a holiday to Lupercalia, who is Lupercus, who also goes by the name of Baal. All the origins of all the holidays have to do with satanic worship, period. And we can all look back and say, well, because Americans have become so tied in to the traditions here, especially while the world is going the way that it's going. It's almost like a relief for people. Well, it's Valentine's Day. I don't have to focus on the world. I can focus on myself or my relationship. Oh, it's Christmas. Well, even though it might be pagan, at least I can spend time with my family. And I'm not saying that, any of this stuff is wrong in regards to you spending time with your family or doing something nice for someone. But the holidays themselves are cloaked in pagan origin, which means they're cloaked in satanic roots. That's what they have. None of these things are what they tell you they are. And if you think, I've always heard that my whole life about Valentine's Day. I hear people like, it's a cookie cutter holiday. They made it up so they could sell more chocolate. This is the weak-minded, the simpleton thinking. This is the same thing I talk about with the alt-right media, with the people who give you little tastes of truth. And they always go, it's about making money. It's about money for them. That's why Target and all these companies are doing all this stuff. It's nothing to do. Money couldn't be further from the truth of what it has to do with. They print money. These people printing it. Our tax money that we willingly give to them goes right back to these people. They don't care. It's about conditioning you and controlling you. And subliminally, they're getting everybody, without them realizing it, to partake in these satanic traditions, right? So if you look back again at what I was talking about here, I mean, you could even do a basic search of Lupercalia, right? Oh, and they're like, oh, they were drunk, they were naked, they were professing love and all this stuff. But you'll see right in there that it talks about sacrificing goats. Right? I mean, when you think of a goat sacrifice, do you not think of Satan? I mean, this is all we see and hear about with satanic sacrifices with goats. They use the goat as their symbol, right? So animal sacrifices involved. The Satanic Temple celebrates it. The symbol for Valentine's Day is supposedly a heart. I mean, if you look at a picture of your actual heart inside your body, it don't look too much like the heart symbol they tell us, does it? Right? Look at a picture of a heart. I mean, if you could stomach it. Right? It does not look like the symbol that they show us. That symbol is the symbol, the Babylonian symbol of heart, which means Baal, which is why the celebrities hold it up. It's right in front of our faces, folks. It's very easy to see for those of you that are willing to see it. Most people refuse to see it because it's too much for them to take in. It hurts their feelings to even know some of this stuff because they love these traditions so much. And they shouldn't love them because these are traditions of the world. And God told us to not be of this world. So happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Spread the word. Let your friends know that I just ruined their pagan tradition or pagan holiday. And I know most of you, and maybe not most of you, but most of the people, if you do share it with them, will roll their eyes and say, that's ridiculous. I don't worship Baal. But they'll think it has something to do with loving and kindness because it's easier for them to just accept that. And that's why the world's heading the direction it is. This is why if you read the Communist Manifesto and you read a lot of their teachings, they're making conflict and chaos so rampant that people just revert to their traditions, to their holidays, to their childhood because it's too much for them to take in. We all need to grow backbones and face what's really going on around here. And we need to stop partaking in satanic ritual holidays. I thank you for being here, everybody. Hope you're all well. God bless you as always and your families.